Hello fellow mutants, welcome back to another video, and I had watched the Netflix last Airbender series. And I've been hearing like a lot of people like kinda like trashing it, bashing it a little bit. Um I've I've been hearing more negative reviews of it than positives. I have to say personally, um I thoroughly enjoyed the last Airbender Netflix series. Sure, I'm gonna say this that it's not as like I don't think it's as good as the animated series. Like comparing this to season one, I think I enjoyed the anime series a bit better, and that's probably because the anime series had more episodes in its first season than the Netflix show did. Um, so, and what I did like about this, like, there were like a few changes that they did make that I did enjoy. Like, actually, like, um, well, it's like seeing the Fire Nations raid on the Air Temple. That part I did enjoy watching because like we always heard about it in the cartoon, but we never actually saw it. So I was like happy that we finally had the chance to see it, right? I know like some people are saying, "Oh my god, I can't believe they actually showed it. It ruined the series for me." For me, it actually had like a different effect. And I think it made like it held like sir. What's the word I'm trying to look for? I always had what's the word? I always we of course if you watch the anime series you will know that Aang he learned about him being an Avatar. He flew away. While he was flying away, that's when the Avatar, the Air Temple attacked pretty much like around that time, or like shortly after he got into that iceberg. Um, and I like how like in this series, like while Aang was doing that, and when he unintentionally froze himself and Appa in the iceberg, we saw that the temple got raided, and I think that kind of adds onto the like, oh shit moment. It's kind of like if you get my meaning, because like that kind of holds like the weight for me to see like, okay, we we saw Aang kind of have some guilt in this anime series about leaving the Air Temple, and that's always was prevalent. That always like I could feel Aang's pain. When he found out that, yeah, if I only stayed here, I could have made a difference. Like if I didn't run away and actually mastered the four elements, I could have made a difference in this war. It's like an end of this long ass time ago. Besides, like this war, like taking like 100 years. So I kind of enjoyed seeing the visual of that. I didn't think it like really like took away any. In some cases, I will argue that it may have added onto it. Because it kind of gave us more context. Which I'll argue that not everything needs to have context. And I've said this most times on this channel before. Not everything needs to have context. And sure, they could have gone the route of, oh, yeah, we're just going to explain it and they will be fine and dandy, but I'm happy that they chose to show that. And then, like, I feel like the first episode, like, they did so, like, much, like, in terms of, like, they tried so hard to give you a shit ton of information, catch you up somewhat fast, that if you were like never seen the anime series, you probably would have needed to see the episode multiple, like at least one more time after your first viewing to gather all the information. And if you didn't need to watch it more than once and you never seen the anime show, more props to you. Like kudos to you. What I did like about this series, because I'm not gonna try to go into too much of like what I disliked about this, because like some of my dislikes or what I think they could have done better, you guys heard on the internet, like from other people. So I'm not gonna bore you to like hearing the same thing on my channel too much if I can help it. But one thing I did enjoy, for sure about this series, is that they showed, the Fire Lord. Like, we didn't get the Fire Lord until like the end of the first season of the last Airbender cartoon, right? And even then, we kind of got like his back talking to Azula, which the end of the last season finale of the first season of Avatar. That's like we got like full on Azula in like season 2. We only got like 5 seconds of the Fire Lord. Sure, we might have had him like in Acne Kai flashbacks, but like I'm happy that we actually got a bit more of him in this show, because like I feel like sure, like I don't think it was a bad thing that the anime series kind of had like the phase of Ozai be mysterious, like for the most part until like season 3. Like, oh my god, what does the Fire Lord look like? Like, what does he do? Like, it kind of gives you like, what does he look like? What does he do? Why haven't we seen this in him in the first season already, or the second season? I don't mean like the last question as a bad thing. I kind of mean it as a good thing too, like, cause like it kind of like builds up the anticipation for us to actually see the Fire Lord. So I give kudos to the animated series that like it didn't like really show us the Fire Lord until season 3. But also at the same time, like in the Netflix series, it's going to sound somewhat contradictory. I am kind of also happy that they kind of showed us the Fire Lord in this series, this season as well. Kind of give us somewhat of an idea of what he was up to during the season. And while like Team Avatar was doing their own thing on like Amasu, Kyoshi Island, the Water Tribe, we kind of had a few scenes, not too many, I don't feel like, of the Fire Lord. I don't like that. Same with Azula. And I do like how towards the end of the season they kind of did show that Azula did take over King Bumi's Amashu a little bit. They kind of hinted at that, and she says, "Okay, what's next?" And how like towards the end of the season, the last episode, we saw Ozai and one of his royal guards look at this map, saying, "Oh yeah, Sosin's Comet. I'm interested in that." I think that there are some parts in this show that could have and should have got explained, or like stretched a bit further in terms of like actually like besides telling us, like showing us, if that makes sense, because like there are some things that in the series that we get told, right? Or like I just would have liked to see like a kind of a visual, or like some things that were like so short I would have liked to have gotten a little bit stressed out And if it was like 10 episodes, I feel like some of those things that were that it could have and should have gotten stressed out, like for its benefit, for the show's benefit, it would have potentially like come across a little bit better. And 8 episodes, I thought that was like a bit like, eh? Like, are they going through the whole like Disney Plus route? Because like Disney Plus, it's it shows usually been doing like 8 episodes. It's like I feel like it's rarer when we see 10 episodes. Even rarer to see even more than that. And I'm like, really? Because like even One Piece were 10 episodes, I believe. Like the Netflix live action One Piece was like 10 episodes, I believe. Each season of Cobra Kai were 10 episodes. So like I thought it was like, is it 10 episodes? Like 8 episodes enough? And I enjoy the series, but I feel like they could have used that additional 2 episodes just to flesh things out a little bit more and to better explain some things, you know. I do like the look of the characters and the environments. I think they did good in that area. I've been hearing online that people's been saying that the actings wouldn't. I have to disagree with that. Sure, I'm not gonna say the acting was perfect, because there were definitely times when the acting could have been better. But I've enjoyed the acting in here. I mean, we could have gotten the acting that we got in the last Shitbender, as I call the movie that we got of the Avatar world. The one that M. Night Shyamalan did. Because if you want to talk about Woody acting, horrible look, horrible execution pretty much all around, go watch the last Airbender movie. I'll definitely give you guys that. The last Airbender movie that came out by M. Night Shyamalan was shit. And it should not have ever been made, because that movie was an insult to the Avatar series. The Netflix series, on the other hand, like I kind of hinted at before, the acting I enjoyed. I sure it could have been a tad bit better by some actors, but I enjoyed the acting. The CGI was good. It wasn't like in the last Airbender movie where the benders did these big, cool-looking gestures just to get a little pebble to like, So the bending was cool. The special effects was good. I liked how the characters looked, especially like Momo and Appa, were like. And yes, this kind of part where I'm going to compare, reference the last Shitbender a lot. But in the last Airbender movie, we see, like, Appa and Momo, and the CGI for them are, like, eh. Like, it could have been definitely way better. But in the Netflix show, I personally can't believe that was Appa and Momo just by the look. And then, speaking of CGI, I found myself to be like, yes! To when Aang became that blue spirit at the water tribe. I thought that was a really good treat. I think that was a really good treat for us fans, because again, the movie tried to do that, failed miserably. The show did that and got it more right than the movie did. And speaking of the water tribe, that Avatar, Aang did the whole blue person thing. I liked how Katara and that one waterbending teacher got in the fight, and he kind of gave her the look, And at first, I thought he was going to like, was he debating to tell her that like he recognized the Katara's necklace, right? But and he was debating to tell her or not that, dude, you have the necklace of the woman I fell in love with. And I was kind of hoping that he like would have told Katara by the end of the fight, when like after like the final battle has ended. I was kind of hoping that he would have said, "You wear the necklace of someone I once loved. Now I gotta go back to our sister tribe and make up for lost time." I was hoping for that to happen because that happened in the cartoon, and I enjoyed that aspect. Like, hey, no matter I like pretty much like, hey, no matter how old you are, you can still find love. In this movie or this show, they didn't even do that. They totally skipped that. And I was like, I'm not a huge fan of that change. And trust me, there are a few changes in the show that I didn't like too much. I know some people were saying that they didn't like the whole leaves on the vine bit. In terms of like in the Netflix show, they had the leaves on the vine playing in the flashbacks when Iroh lost his son. And that's, I can understand that, like, it would have been cool to have him, the actor, sing it. Personally, I didn't mind that too much, because, I don't think it really hurt the series. But, what I didn't know about Leaves on the Vine, the anime, like when it came out in the anime series, when Uncle Iroh was singing, Mako, I believe that's his name, the guy who voiced Uncle Iroh, he was battling cancer. And he, that was his last recording. Of course, they had to, like, get a new actor to play Uncle Iroh after he died. But that was Uncle Iroh, like, the original voice actor to play Uncle Iroh's last song, like, lines that he did. It's like, also heard, and I'll put the link to the stream that I heard this from in the description below so you guys can view it. But I also heard that when he cried, it was kind of like he was, like, when you hear Uncle Iroh, like, crying, so the characters, like, the actual character's like crying because he like misses his son and the pain's still with him there. But like Uncle, the guy who voices him was kind of like in a way, if memory serves me right, if I heard it right, was kind of like mourning his own loss in a way because he knew he didn't have much time left. And then after he ended this singing the song, his daughter. Or his kid, I think it was his daughter, carried him out because he didn't really have that strength to carry himself out. So, like, when I heard that, I was like, damn. Like, whoa. Like, I didn't know all of that. And now that I know that, it's like, it changes in a positive way, leaves on the vine for me. It hits on a different level now. So like, seriously, like hearing this Uncle Iroh singing is cool, and I like it. But I didn't really have much issue with that playing. And who knows? Maybe in like season 2 we'll get Uncle Iroh singing it too. Who knows? Who knows? I don't know, like. The whole like Aang talking to like the past avatars. I like. Well, I already like Aang talked to the last avatars in the series for sure, and even Korra talked to Aang in Less of Korra. But I don't know. That water tribe avatar, I'm kind of spaced on his name. Like that avatar kind of felt like iffy to me. Like I don't know how I feel about like that conversation taking place per se, and like after Kyoshi, like I don't know. I would have loved it if they like kept the whole like trial thing in with the whole Kyoshi element. Um, like because in the cartoon, Aang gets put on trial because Kyoshi like killed someone, and Aang's put on trial. Kyoshi's takes over Aang's body and tells her side of the story. That's something that I wished that they would have kept in here because I thought that was that like that moment was like definitely a pretty strong ass like one of my favorite parts of the last Airbender cartoon. I do like the whole blue spirit thing and how like Aang and Zuko after like they got like Zuko rescued Aang out of the Fire Nation bit and how like they had a little bit of bonding time and how like from that we saw Zuko actually smile a little bit when Aang's around. So I do like that aspect. There, I think I like. I think, like I said, I think essentially for the most part they got the characters right, like honoring the characters from from the anime cartoon to the cartoon to this live action. I think they honored the character from that cartoon for the most part. I liked how Boomy actually was upset with Aang because he felt like Aang abandoned the world. So I kind of enjoyed seeing that aspect. Um, and I like. I'm not sure if that the whole cave, love cave thing was like meant to like change the like it from being like man and girl to like gay as people are saying. I would like to think they kept that bit the same, but I also enjoyed how like in the cartoon, um, how they got the tonal essentially with love is Katara and Aang temporarily accepting their feelings for each other, right? But like in here, they changed it where like Katara and Sokka embrace their love for each other. Obviously, different type of love because they're brother and sister. But I enjoyed that. Um, I enjoyed that they, with the love aspect of the characters that they chose, like the like they were bold enough to try like say, yeah, let's see how like test the waters with Katara and Sokka bit, and I enjoyed that bit as well. I think the whole like Boomy and Aang bit and the whole Jet bit while they were in the same episode, which I think was episode 3. Like how they did the whole Jet story and Boomy story in the same episode, tied together pretty well. I enjoyed it. I think the grandmother. I know this is like a common criticism. I feel like, but I'm gonna jump on this one. Like she like knew immediately that Aang's the Avatar, and she like, so yeah, you're the Avatar. Don't worry, guys. You guys are too slow to catch on. He's the Avatar. He's not just an Airbender. He's not just the last Airbender, but he is the Avatar. Like, I feel like they could have like waited until like Zuko came along, like how he was in the cartoon, like saying, "I'm looking for the Avatar," and then essentially like Aang comes up saying, "I'm the Avatar," and we kind of get that shock look from Sokka and Aang, Sokka and Kotaro. I would have liked to have seen that. That besides the way that they kind of revealed that Aang was the Avatar in the Water Tribe. That's just me. I could go on and on and on, and I doubt that you guys want to hear me going on and on and on about like what things I liked and what I disliked. But those are at least some of the things that kind of somewhat stuck out to me while watching this series, and I do think like this show is worth a watch. Is this better than the anime series? No, not in my opinion. The anime series is the best. I don't think anything can really like replace the anime series. I enjoy the anime series. I enjoy Legend of Korra, sure. The last Airbender movie was shit. This series on Netflix, I enjoyed it. I'm not going to like be blind to like some of the like issues that it has. Which again, I know like there's a lot of YouTubers that says, "Oh, I had problems with this and that and this," and some of those YouTubers like issues are some of my issues as well. And the like some other like issues that I've been hearing, like it's like, for example, it's like there's elements of being woke in here. Yeah, no, it's not. I failed to see the signs of it being woke in here, to be honest. I feel like my major complaint, if I had to do one complaint in this video, is that, and it's to Sokka, right? Granted that I didn't like, I'm kind of conflicted with Sokka in this case, because there's that side of me that enjoyed this version of Sokka as well. But at the same time, in the anime series, I know I did a video about it relatively recent, but I know Sokka, like in the anime cartoon, and you can tell from like the first episode essentially, he had the mindset of men are strong. They do the heavy lifting. They're the protectors. While women, they're the healers. They do cooking and cleaning as well. They pretty much women. The only like things women are good for is kitchen and the bedroom, essentially. While men are good for pretty much everything else. That's the type of mindset that Sokka had at first in the cartoon, essentially. But we saw as he goes throughout the series, the whole, which a lot of people would say sexist mindset, which I will agree, kind of starts to fade away. And we get to see Sokka actually mature and get out of that. And can you see a little bit, like some elements of that in here? Potentially lately when they're on the island Kyoshi. But it's not as obvious and out there as the anime series. And that's something like, that's something I would have, like, there's a side of me that I would have enjoyed to see. Partially because, like, I would have loved to have seen that side of Sokka, like, mature. Even if it was just for, like, one season, like, oh, there's all these badass women around me that I met. I better grow the hell up, you know? But, I mean, like I said, I there's a side of me that digs the path that they had this Sokka go on, but at the same time, like, there's other part of me that's like saying, like, kind of doled that side of his character development down a little bit. So I don't know. Maybe after like a few more, like some more time. I just need some more time to think about it and really like let this parts sit with me a bit before I can like really feel like see how I feel about that. But I this show like I will like I said I would recommend. I would recommend at least watching once, especially if you're an Avatar fan, because like I said, there's gonna be things that, as an Avatar: The Last Airbender fan, you guys will enjoy for sure. And then there's gonna be some stuff where, of course, I'm like iffy on. I was iffy on some stuff. I didn't really mention a whole lot of stuff I was iffy on, and maybe I need to watch it a second time to see. But yeah, that's just my opinion. That's just my opinion. But yeah, I don't think this is show was like as bad as a lot of people are trying to push this out to be. I think the show is good. I think this show is worth a watch. And if you guys are worried about are you going to be as disappointed in this series as you were in The Last Airbender, I can tell you right now, like, I don't think you guys would be disappointed like you were in The Last Airbender movie. I think this series had way more good things than The Last Airbender movie. And again, I will preface that I think some of the series could have been stretched out a bit more. And I wish that this series was like, at least this season, I don't know if they're going to be a season 2, but this season, I wish there were 10 episodes so that way some things that I feel like could have and should have been stretched out just a little bit longer would have had the chance to like been stretched out and be a bit longer and have some time to breathe. But like I said, I enjoyed it. I will give this like a 5.5 to or a 6 out of 10 stars if I had to give this rating. That's just me. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comment section down below. Love you guys. Have a wonderful day. Be kind to one another. And is there anything that you guys feel like you wish I would have covered in here that I didn't? Let me know as well. But let me know how you guys feel about the series. And let me know if you guys want me to do a episode by episode recap of the series, because I am debating on whether or not if I will. Anyways, love you all. Have a wonderful day. Be kind to one another. I will talk to you fellow mutants later.